Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, and I'm coming at you with set 3 of the series between Samson Khan and KT Rolster. Unfortunately, that last set, great as it was, the end of the video was cut off, and we couldn't tell how Flash actually came away with the victory. I hope you guys aren't too disappointed that I kind of spoiled that real quickly as I was scanning through telling you who the winner was. But truth be told, I couldn't find a video of it on John747 or Navake or anything that was actually had the full video, so I don't think I'm really ruining too much. But if I ended up doing so, sorry about that. Or if you had some other method of watching the whole thing and didn't want me to tell you who won, sorry. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just one of the things that happens. This is going to be yet another game from the series with huge storylines. It seems like every single game in this series has had some interesting backstory to it, and this time it's going to be Jangbi versus Luxury on Heartbreak Ridge, and these two players met in an MSL final, and I think some people felt that it was one of the less exciting finals in the Lost Saga MSL last year, which, by the way, gave Jangbi his like 4th silver medal if you count. Well, I don't know if you really count the International Esports Festival, but certainly his 3rd silver medal, which is just a ton of silvers. Poor Jangbi. But yeah, it was kind of a lackluster finals. I feel Luxury mostly dominated that series, but ever since that happened, you know, Luxury has not been on top of his game. In the last season of Pro League, he was not very effective as Flash's backup. After he came over from Height Sparkies, he left his twin broodling brother Yarnak behind to come over and be Flash's sidekick, and kind of didn't do very well. But this season, he started out on a tear, doing fantastically in the first round. The second round, he's kind of tapered off pretty significantly. Certainly has been knocked out of all the Star Leagues and everything, not going to be able to make much of an influence there. And Jangbi going to be able to get in here with his probe and be a little bit harassive, stop this hatchery from coming up. It looks like it was an overpool build from Luxury, I believe, just looking at it. And yeah, I mean, just being a little bit of a nuisance here. Might even be able to get a pylon down if he races over there. Nah, not going to be able to. Kind of wasn't able to take a optimal path with that probe. But he knows the build that's coming his way. He should be able to get his forge and a cannon up and a couple probes out to block pretty easily. Should be in a pretty good spot there, and head into the traditional game of Heartbreak Ridge. And I haven't had a chance to actually look at the statistics in terms of the new Heartbreak Ridge. I know on the old Heartbreak Ridge, I think the statistics were relatively close between Protoss and Zerg, but I feel like Zerg was at least slightly was at least somewhat at an advantage. And just looking at it, looks like it's the same thing. We got 5 wins for Protoss, 8 wins for Zerg. So, yeah, definitely a little bit of a Zerg advantage so far on the new Heartbreak Ridge. We'll see if Jangbi's able to, what Jangbi decides to do here. Jangbi's actually, his PvZ has been a little bit better recently as of, in terms of his record. I love Jangbi to death, I really do, but, I don't know if that really is quite indicative of how he really is, of his actual form, as we're seeing Flash and Stork. If this does somehow go to an ace match, you got to think that will be the matchup in an ace on New Tornado. If this goes to an ace match, which would be pretty sweet if we did get to see that. But I don't feel like Jangbi's PvZ has been particularly impressive as of late. He's done some very nice things on match point, taking advantage of a map that's kind of favored and for his race, so kind of done some things there in terms of getting some wins. But he's certainly on top of his game. Definitely got a very high quality win against Effort, which was a nice win for him, PvZ. And yeah, other than that though, his recent wins versus Zergs have not been particularly against top-notch caliber. But he has a chance here to make a little bit of a statement game, if you will, and kind of get some revenge. You know, he lost that Lost Saga MSL. Yeah, I know that they've played since in other tournaments at other times, but anytime you lose a best of 5, anytime you lose a final to someone, actually no, I take that back. They have actually not played since that Lost Saga MSL. I just assumed that they had played some point in the last sometime period, but they have yet to play. This is actually their first game since that final series in the Lost Saga. So Jangbi absolutely is going to be looking for some revenge, and you got to think that Jangbi's been practicing hardcore for this. I don't know if he has another game this week, but I'm sure that if he did, he would probably throw that game if he can get a victory in this one and get some nice, solid revenge. That's got to be on his mind. It's got to be on everyone's mind, and he will have a chance here. That's absolutely brilliant for him as he gets his second assimilator up. So we're going to see a tech build here. We got a Stargate going, and it looks like Luxury's just been playing very, very standard. 3 hatches already down. We got a Spire going up. So just very, very standard play from both of these players. So it'll all come down to execution. And the 5 hatch 5-hatch Neosorum build has been very, very effective, and have been beating most standard Protoss builds unless they are just masterfully executed. So it's going to come down once again to Jangbi's execution and Luxury's execution. I have seen some games where Luxury Hydra dodging storms are not the best. He doesn't always react quickly enough, doesn't always take the best path away from storms, so sometimes you will see him be hit very, very hard by storms. We've got a second Stargate going down, so this is going to be some heavy Corsair play. We'll see if this is like going to be heavy Corsair DT. I haven't seen a Robo Bay yet, so I don't believe that this is for Reavers. If it was for Reavers, we would have at least seen a robotics facility already. So it's just going to be some heavy Corsair play, probably transitioning into DTs, or it could be Jangbi has done this before, where he just kills tons and tons of Overlords and then just goes and takes another base. He's killed tons of Overlords, so he can go take another base, and just produces mass units. Doesn't even bother producing tech units for a little bit, or he'll get his tech out just a little bit later, just assuming that his Corsairs will be able to take down enough of the Overlord to put a player behind. And I haven't seen any Scourge out yet for Luxury, which he's absolutely going to need. Going to need to get rid of that first Corsair as quickly as possible, just to stop that critical mass number from being reached. We got a bunch of Zerglings here for Luxury, putting a little bit of pressure here on the front door. And Cannon's not really placed well to defend the front door, but there are other units there, so not very likely to be very effective. We do have one Corsair. That was kind of cool. It looked like it almost like darted across the screen. It was like, get over here, and caught that Overlord. It looks like he's going to catch two different Overlords and with two different Corsairs, and doing a nice little spin there with his Corsair, able to dodge the Scourge for now. Hopefully he'll be able to get them back to some cannons. Also throwing up a cannon inside of his main, another cannon inside of his natural, so just to get a little bit more defense going down. Looks like he's able to get the second Overlord, but he's got to be careful, otherwise he might lose that Corsair. It's going to be so close. And he gets it, but he needs to get him out. Oh, nice job by Jangbi, able to get away from both pairs of Scourge, and now he should be able to establish his critical mass of Corsairs very, very quickly. He's got two Corsairs out. He should be having two more coming out very, very soon, so that should give him 4, and at that point, he's got 3 right now, so he needs 2 more Corsairs. Once he gets up to 5, he will have that critical mass, and he will be able to start taking down Scourge with relative ease. We got some Sunken Colonies, we got some SimCity going on here for Luxury, everything being very, very standard, and he's about to start macroing. He's getting very, very close to that stage where he wants to start macroing. If Jangbi is going to go kill Overlords, this would be about the time he wants to do it. He wants to stop those Overlord numbers. If he can keep them down and he can stop the production of Hydras, that will be a huge, huge blow to Luxury's army in this game. He definitely has an opportunity right now. Looks like he's got, I think he still only has 3 Corsairs. I think he's just searching for stray ones right now. He might actually be able to take down, he takes down that Scourge pretty effectively. Actually, no, he's got 4 or 5 in there, so he should be able to deal with Scourge at least decently. And I think he's got to do some damage here. I think he's got to do something before all these Hydras start popping out. I think the new Overlords have been produced, so Hydras are going to start popping out as we see them right now. And yeah, definitely gonna go in here. Here come the 5 or 6 Corsairs. Now we're gonna start seeing some. Now we're gonna start seeing some Overlords probably go down here as he picks off yet another Overlord here at the top right, at the 3rd base. That is gonna go down. Not enough Overlords, not enough Hydras there to really defend it. But now darting around with these Corsairs, going to try and pick off some more bases or some more more Overlords. And the main base and the 3rd base right now are not protected by Overlords, so we could be seeing some DT drops or some DTs if they can sneak in there. Could be very, very effective. And creep colonies going down, probably going to actually maybe transition a couple of these into spores. Another Overlord being picked out in an extraneous position, and using those Zerglings, going to try and find where these Corsairs are. Going to try and trap them possibly with some Hydras if he can get the numbers up. And I think speed upgrade is finally finished for those Overlords, so we should be in good shape here. And we got some Hydras rolling around. We've definitely got a lot of upgrades going in as well. And I wonder when Jangbi's going to try and push out and take a 2nd base, or sorry, a 3rd base. That's going to be very, very important for him, getting that 3rd base. As Jangbi runs in here with these Corsairs once again running into a spore colony. Now he's got to be careful. There's 2 spore colonies under there, so he does not want to charge into there, which he isn't. But that is fine. If he can keep those Overlords clumped up, he can either dart in there when the Hydras walk away, or he can also you just simply take advantage of the fact that those Overlords aren't around and take advantage of cloaked units. I would almost guarantee that shuttle has DTs in it. It could also have a High Templar, but I would almost put money that is going to be Dark Templars rather than High Templar or Reavers, just because of the number of Overlord kills he's gotten and the amount of success he's had in terms of establishing some air superiority. I mean, that is actually a speed shuttle in here as well, so definitely some heavy Corsair shuttle play here. Definitely a big advancement, going for that speed shuttle rather than maybe going for another expansion. So he's definitely going to have to do